My name is Katie, and I'm going to be assessing the community of Pitkin, Louisiana. I'm going down Highway 10, and the first thing I see is this abandoned, looks like convenience store that has a bunch of supplies sitting out front. Looks like they may be remodeling or something for some new businesses. It's got a barber shop and something about a hardware store. And an old gas pump sitting out in the middle. There's a few people pulling up and driving off. So must be doing something here. As I'm going through the middle of town, I see a couple abandoned buildings over here to the left. Looks like the roofs are caving in. They've been there for a while. They're sitting out here right next to the community center in the middle of town, which also says that it is a substation. Across from the community center, there's this little abandoned trailer house that's fenced in. Further down Highway 10, there's a few houses right off the highway. These are older style homes. They're more like plantation style. Right in the middle of Pitkin, you can see the water tower. And here's two of the convenience stores. One of them has a tire shop located behind it. You can see the sign there. There's a bunch of signs on the telephone pole. And the other convenience store is actually called the beer store. And you can see what that kind of food they sell, boudin and cracklins. As I'm pulling up to the caution light beside the stores, I see a little building. It says that it's called Back to Blessings Boutique. And the volunteer fire department, fire station, this local community members that want to help out in situations if they're needed. These houses are located on Fullerton Blacktop. These are more spaced out and have pastures and hay bales. And I see a few cows up ahead. A lot of this is family-owned land. It's really pretty out here. Here's a few houses on the other side of town on Bow Loop. That one looks like it had a lot of damage done to it. Up here on the curve, I see a camper. Looks like they live in the camper and have landscaping and everything done, but they're staying in the camper. It's a trailer house with a good bit of items in their front yard. There's another mobile home. Yeah, a lot of these homes out here on this loop have a bunch of unused items in the yard. They're just kind of just sitting there. Feel like they haven't been touched in a while. Like this car here, it's got grass growing up around it, and it's kind of just hanging out there. On the other end of Bow Loop, there are some apartment buildings. It doesn't look like very many people can live there. It's kind of a small complex. Up here in the middle of the road, you see one of the locals on a side-by-side turning around in the middle of the road. Here we have the Little League T-ball field next to the newer Dollar General. There's a few more houses up past the T-ball field. There's a little field here. And then you see an older house with a bunch of stuff on the porch. And then this one's a really cute house. Looks like it's for sale. It's got a for sale sign in the yard. And it looks like a work truck. A lot of the guys around here have to go out of town to find work. There's not much here except for the convenience stores and local boutiques and things like that. Coming up here, we have the high school that's got an auditorium where everything in town pretty much takes place, all the shows and events. There's also a library. This is actually a new construction part of the school. There's the main entrance that hasn't always been there. It's fairly new. Yeah, it loops all the way around, and then there's a old gymnasium that's been there for a very long time. It's kind of used as a backup now and for kids at school for recreational activities. Past the school on the right, there's a Pitkin Senior Citizen Center that can be rented out for events. I'm at the parking lot of Strother's Country Store, and the competition is right across the street. Both convenience stores offer gasoline, but the gas prices here are higher than everywhere else. They're in the big cities. Here I think it's $2.79, whereas around other places right now it's $2.45 outside of this town. Look up and see, it is $2.79. Across the street from the parking lot, you can see there's a couple of signs, mostly political, and then one for some lawyers. These homes here are directly in front of the high school. They're more close together, and older homes, these homes have been here for a long, long time, probably since the school has been here. These are some of the first homes in the community. They're all kind of worn down, but still in living condition. There's a sign here near the highway. It says Maureen's Custom Designs, Embroidery, and other things. It's right out in front of her house, so she does all this business in her home, like a lot of the people do here. This is a little further up the road. It was like an abandoned barbecue place with a trailer house that's not livable sitting out front. And there's another mobile home that looks like it hasn't been lived in for quite some time. It's a local church. There's a lot of churches around here. A fireworks stand, and this appears to be some kind of flea market that also used to be a convenience store that looked like it got changed into something else. So other than the volunteer fire department and the substation that didn't have any police cars there, there's not very much out here protection wise. There's no neighborhood watch program. If there is an emergency, the nearest emergency services is 25 minutes away, so it will take them a while to get here. There's no hospitals, no clinics. The nearest clinic is 15 minutes away. Nearest hospital is 25 to 30 minutes away. It's just not very many resources out here. Just people, their homes, their school, and a few little stores. If you need anything else, you have to travel elsewhere.